Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to film a quick video and do an update on one of my bag purchases from last year, kind of doing like a 1 year review, not so much I guess I could touch on pros and cons. It's a very popular bag, so I don't really want to go into like the dimensions or anything like that, or what it fits and everything, because there's tons of YouTube videos on like what this particular bag fits. I will touch on the price increase though, just because I think the bag is now more expensive than when I first bought it almost a year ago. I think I bought it back late February, early March. I want to say February, just because March is when lockdown happened and I remember going to the store and the mall was closed. So yeah, anyway, so it's kind of been a year. I've had this bag for a year. I've used it routinely throughout the year, switching in between the various other bags that I own. If you've seen my luxury handbag collection video, it is in that video. I don't ever plan on selling this bag just because it is a quote-unquote classic Louis Vuitton bag, and also it's a very useful bag for me. I use it as a work bag and an everyday bag, not so much travel, because I have not personally taken this bag traveling because of everything that happened last year and kind of this year. So I've used it mainly as a work bag or an everyday bag. But anyways, let's get to it. Obviously it's a Louis Vuitton bag. It's flat, so I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out which bag I'm talking about. It is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the MM size. So it's the second size in between the PM and the GM. Just a little history. I think I touched on it as well in my other video that I did on this bag. It is my second Neverfull that I purchased before. I did purchase the GM in the Dame bean print from Fashion File, I want to say 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but I don't know what it was with that size. But I don't like the cinching in of the sides. You can cinch in the sides and everything and make it more like a square tote looking bag. Looked weird, and then if I let it out, it looked, it just had too much like surface area, and I would be hitting like my car door or like hitting things when I'm shopping and whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but I just stuck out too much when I carried it on my shoulder, so I ended up returning it back to Fashion File. Although I really loved that bag and it was actually great for work and stuff, at the time, I don't know what it was, but I just felt like really, I don't know, I felt basic with this bag on. And I think it was also the print, because everyone has the Dame Ebene print. Everyone has the monogram one too, but I feel like for the Neverfull, the Dame Ebene is more popular just because of the treated leather. Anyways, that was a side note. So here in front of you is my Neverfull MM in the monogram with the beige interior. I chose the beige one just because I really wanted the classic Louis Vuitton kind of look. I know they have the Pavone pink, the pink one, and then they have the cherry red. But I don't know, it just doesn't look, to me, it just doesn't look as good. I think the beige just complements the vachetta. Sorry, I'm really trying to make it stand up now. It's been folded for a couple of weeks. And for me, I don't mind folding my bags. I actually prefer doing that. And I'm gonna just put the bag organizer that I bought. I bought this bag organizer off of Amazon, and it was like 20 something bucks, I think, 25. And it's great. I mean, I really like, I know they make like really specific bag organizers, other companies. I'm not going to name them, but a lot of influencers and in the community are sponsored by them. But I think they're kind of overpriced for what they are. I mean, it's just a felt organizer. And look, it's a perfect color, fits and everything. So I'm just going to put that there so it can stretch out. Anyways, I'm going to comment on the creasing. I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind folding my bag to store it. I like to do that just because it's flat and it saves on space, and my closet's not very big. And I don't like to display my designer bags because I just feel weird when I do that, even though it's just me in my room. I like to just keep them in the dress bag and make sure that they're, I every once in a while take them out and clean them and everything and air them out, but I just don't like displaying them. Even though I want to one day, I just don't do that. Just to save space. Anyways, so as you can see, the bottom is still in good condition. The corners are great. There's no scratching or any edge wear on them at all. The canvas is still pretty nice and thick, still solid. It's softer just from use, but it's still pretty stiff. It can stand on its own. And here's that crease from when I folded it. The crease comes out. That's why I don't mind putting the Neverfull in its folded position, because when you buy it, it's actually folded in the small box, unless you request that it be stuffed. I know my Celine tote bag, I didn't know I was going to get such a huge dust bag, but that one was stuffed with tissue paper in it. I think it's because it's leather and everything, but this one I don't mind. Also wanted to comment on the vachetta. The vachetta has honeyed nicely. You can tell that the handles and these things are a lot darker than the leather trim right here. It's hard to see because of the sun, but yeah. So it's, can you really see it? Yeah, you can kind of tell it's a lot lighter than this, because this one gets a lot more sun than this, because it's always either under my arm or somewhere. Also want to comment on the Apple Guard spray. It's done well. I don't see a lot of marks. There are some watermarks, like little dots. There, you can see that right there. Little dots from, I think that was sprinklers or the rain or something. And this was after I had sprayed it, so I don't really know what happened. But since it's so faint, I don't mind it. It's okay. This side is pretty good. Let's turn it over. This side doesn't have that, doesn't have any, and neither does this one. So I don't know, maybe I didn't spray it that well on that side, but I sprayed even like this stuff too. And I sprayed, oh, I forgot the little pouch thing. I'll go get it in a minute. And I sprayed this little tabs inside too. Hardware is still gold, a little scratched up, obviously. I never really do this. I never clip it inside just because I just like to have it opened. And even at work, unless someone really wants to dig through my bag and get stuff, I will just say good luck, because it's an empty hole. And even with the organizer, I stuff everything in here, and that's kind of why I feel like the name is so fitting, the Neverfull, because it really is never full. I can fill it to the brim, and even though it's heavy, I can still fit some more stuff, and that's why I love this bag so much. Oh, you can see right here, there's some dirtiness right there, but I don't know where that's from. Maybe that's just from me carrying it under my arms. Who knows? Kind of gross, but whatever. Yeah, there's some marks on the leather trim. But the only complaint I have is the uneven vachetta of the two pull tabs. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but here you can see how much yellower this golden this is versus this one. Sorry, it's hard to pull. Let me stuff this in there. It's hard to do this. Ooh, okay. See, do you see how yellow this is versus this one? Even with the sunlight, you can tell that this is a lot more golden and brown versus this one. And the funny thing is, I sprayed them at the same time, so I don't know why. I want to say that it's probably because I wear this side on the front more, so I would wear, I always wear it on my right shoulder, so I probably wear this one so it's on the front. So it's like if I'm carrying the bag like this, the sun will hit this side more versus the back side. That's what I want to say, but it's still kind of weird because even though I tend to wear it on this side versus this side, I mean, this is the front versus this is the back or whatever. I would think eventually they would patina the same rate, but I guess not. But yeah. The inside is relatively clean with the exception of there is a mark. And that was totally my fault because I had a smoothie in here and I was not capped correctly. It's like on the sides right here. And it like leaked and I was like, oh no. And then I tried to clean it and it got really sticky. It didn't get sticky, it got stiff. Okay, yeah, so this is so clumsy. Okay, let me take this bag organizer out. So I don't know if you guys can see that. You see that white mark right here? White discoloration? That is from my smoothie. And the weird thing is, I think it was like a banana smoothie. It was just banana and milk or something, but it left this like white food mark, which is not really noticeable unless you really look, but it doesn't bother me that much. The bottom is clean, inside's clean. Never use this zippered compartment. I don't even know what's inside. Let's see if there's anything inside. There's nothing inside. I think I put like maybe a feminine napkin in there or something. You know, anything discreet like that. There is this pen mark too. I think this is from my nephew's marker that I had in my bag. That was not capped correctly, so it made this pen mark, which I tried to wash off, but it hasn't. It has not, so that's okay. With everyday normal use, stuff like this is expected to happen, and I'm okay with marks and things because it is my bag. I did pay money for this bag and I want to use this bag to its full extent. And I also don't want to be afraid. That's why after spraying with Apple Guard, and I do spray regularly, I spray I think twice. The first time when I filmed the video about spraying, and then another time right when I decided to take it out because it was like in the box for a while. I sprayed it again. But other than that, like, I'm okay with it getting like dirty. That's what handbags are for. You guys have to use your handbags. Even though they're expensive and everything, use them. What's the point of having them housed in your closet for a long time? Even though I have one of those bags that I do just house and I haven't really used, and that is one of my Chanel bags. But that's, to me, it's important, and that's why I kind of wanted to film this video to show you guys that if you take care of your bags, it'll last a long time. I do take care of my bags, and even though this is like the basic bag and it's thrown around, I don't care where it's like gone. Like, I put it on the floor. I've at work, I've put it on like the floor of my car, put it on the pavement, the cement in the parking lot if my hands are full or something. And because sometimes when my hands are full, it'll fall off my shoulder. Also, that's why I hate the straps. So con number one, the straps suck. They're really thin. They do dig into your shoulder. This one, not so much because it's softer leather. And just the strap drop length is just too short for me anyways. So sometimes it'll just fall off my shoulder, and then if my hands are full, I'll just put it down in the parking lot cement, which I think will probably freak people out, but it's canvas. I mean, if it's good enough for luggage, it's good enough for the pavement of a parking lot. I don't know. Like, does that even make sense? But yeah. Anyways, I don't have the pouch. Let me try to get the pouch. Apparently my dog is on my bed. Okay, so here's the pouch. Don't use this pouch, ever. It's still basically new. I have the strap in here too. I did spray the leather inside, and I sprayed the strap too, I think, in the video also. Never used it. I think I used it like once. When I put stuff in it, excuse me, it gets really bulky. So I had to put like thin stuff. So I tried to use that as a catch-all for my work tote. Didn't work because it just bulges out. So a little bulge out. Just use my mini pochette for that. And yeah, I've tried to use this as a clutch once. I don't know. I just don't use it. I'm contemplating whether I should sell it or not, but I kind of want to sell either it separately or together with the bag if I were to sell the bag in the future, but not gonna sell this bag. And the number one reason I'm not gonna sell this Neverfull bag or the pouch yet is because this bag is now, I think it retails, I want to say $15.90. Last I checked, it was like either $15.90 or $15.60. The MM size. I think the GM is 15 something. Oh, I want to look it up. I'll look it up and I'll put in the description box. But after several price increases, and I actually did buy this before a mid price increase during the whole like thing that happened last year. I bought this, I think $13.90 plus tax. So retail at the time for the MM was $13.90 plus tax. So it has gone up not that much, but still it's a bag that keeps going up in price. Like the Pochette Matisse, like the Speedy, it's just gonna keep going up in price. So I don't know, maybe if I want to sell this bag, I could recoup whatever it costs later, but I don't think I'm gonna sell this bag ever. It was actually a really good bag. So yeah, so that's kind of like my 1 year update. I know this video is kind of long and it's more of a conversation talking video, but as you can see, like I take care of my bags, so I'm not too rough with it. It's held up great. Pochette is great. Leather is great. The glazing has not, or is this even glazing? I feel like this is just exposed. Just exposed leather. There's no issues with the glazing. No issues with threads. Threads are all fine. And also, when I bought the bag, I made sure, one thing I did make sure was I was gonna say hemlines, the sewing, the stitching, sorry. So do you see how it stops here and then there's another one back here? So you see how it's a little bit uneven, but at least the leather part, but the stitching is even. And the lines, the two pieces of leather are relatively equal to each other. There's that little bump. I don't think you can see it. I'll only put something behind it. Or see that? There's like a tiny little bump, but it's relatively even. Same on this side. There are some that I saw straight from the boutique when the sales associate brought some out, that it was actually quite uneven. Like the two leather pieces, one would stick out more than the other. And for me, I found that as a problem because if it sticks out a lot, if you're constantly rubbing on it, rubbing and rubbing, it'll start fraying. And I'm scared that's gonna happen. And even though there's that warranty, I think it's only a year though, I don't want it to fray like 5 years down the line and have to like, you know, get this bag again and whatever. So yeah, I learned my lesson with the Chanel bag to always look specifically at everything before you purchase, because these are expensive purchases, and it is a hassle to like return. And sometimes the sales associates aren't the nicest when you return. They kind of just scoff at you and be like, why are you returning? And sometimes I feel like, because I don't want it. Okay, yeah. Is there an issue? Like, I don't want the bag. I don't have to keep it. You know, whatever. So, yeah, that's basically the video, guys. It's not that crazy. There's the inside again with the bag organizer. So I use this a lot, and I like this bag organizer because it has little handles. And actually take it out of this bag and put it in my other bag and stuff. So the bag organizer fits my Celine tote, my other work tote, and this. So it's like I just need one tote for all three, and it's great. I don't have to buy several totes, but yeah. Will I ever get the GM? I am deciding if I want the GM in the Damier Bean with the red interior. I was kind of leaning towards it because this obviously it's a great bag and it's good for every day, but for work, for me, I need a slightly bigger bag. And I was either gonna get the Neverfull GM, an off-brand tote bag, or a Deauville tote from Chanel. The Chanel one I crossed off immediately because it's like, what, $4 grand? I was like, this is ridiculous. No. And the GM, like I said, the first time I bought it, just everyone has the Damier Ebene print, and I'm like, I kind of don't want that one. And then I was actually thinking of the Goyard tote, but I did buy the Goyard tote once from Fashion File. Did not like this piece of leather that was attached to the canvas and the handles. It was very, very thin, and it was already creasing, and I could just feel like in a couple of years or months or whatever, it'll just start ripping. And when that happens, like, what do? I bought it off Fashion File. Do I go to Goyard? I don't know. You know, so didn't want to do that. And then an off-brand one, off-brand being like, I was looking at the Fleur Lepage, and that one is cool, but I didn't want to have to buy it online and wait. So I decided, you know what, the 3 totes I have are great. Don't need to buy another one. If the bag is too big, that means I'm just gonna stuff it more, and I don't want to have to do that. So let's downsize. So I'm just gonna keep it and not. But yeah, that is the video, guys. It is a long video, and I apologize. But thank you for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers that I have. You guys are great, and I don't know. You don't know how happy I am when I get subscribers. It's kind of like, yay, someone watches my videos, and I get excited. Whether or not they're interesting videos, who knows, but I make them just for fun, just to put in my 2 cents. And yeah, if this takes off, that's great. If it doesn't, oh well. But thank you to all my new subscribers, and if you're interested in stuff like this, please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and just let me know what you guys would want to see me do videos on. I try to do luxury videos, I try to do reviews. I'll try to add in a little bit of beauty too, because I do like that stuff also. But I'm not ever gonna really show my face, because nobody really wants to see this face right now. Yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Have a great weekend. I think the weekend's coming up, even though it is midweek right now. But anyways, have a great rest of your day. Bye.